Today, the 7th day of December 2020. The end of 2020 is fast approaching. What thing are you desire for this year? We up till now, you're not able to accomplish it. What thing be your plan? You dey blame Corona for not accomplishing it? Or you feel say you still get time ahead of you? We hope and pray say all we dey yarn for when a positive things them for we life and for we country for 2020 go come to pass. We want for calling a table Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, the new safety campaign and safety mechanism where they want put in place for December festive season na Salone. May you na the diaspora know say a lot of times we the entire can reach, beaucoup panwi can go Salone. But one way or the other, not we all can return due to road accidents. Road accidents. Even with we not going over there, it can still happen. Some people, let's say, they say, now they don't make the road, then fine. Now they tell they see beaucoup accidents, road accidents in the country. Waiting though. For say the people, they not sabi drive na fine road. Now the road na in the middle use. But beaucoup man go tell you say, now because of overspeeding. But we can't see waiting road safety authority don't put in place for this December. So that we go left, go join with fumble them. And so we fumble them, go day back safely as we all go return back. But make we check the status updates for COVID-19 for Salone for today. But before we do today, I want to draw your attention to yesterday. Yesterday, the labs then say they be test 487. Yesterday, that be the 6th of December. 487. And out of this 487, 6 be turned out for be positive. And the main reason that they will make I go to yesterday. 6 for the last 2 weeks on Sundays, now 0 cases that will be done again. But yesterday we come with 6 new cases. And 4 now from Western area urban and 2 now from Tonkolili. The 6 we get for yesterday, now so it been turned out. Today, the labs then analyze 175 test them. 2 turn out for be positive. 1 from Western area urban and the other one from Bo. I be tell you the last day say Bo, you don't see would they not be ghetto. Look inside few days now, I think they don't get so. Okay. After a very, very, very long time where they not been get any new case. But slow they go. Because of the 2 new cases that we'll get today, the cumulative confirmed positive cases they reach now 2,428 na Salone. For the past 24 hours, we no lost nobody to COVID-19. So we still stand at 74. The one that in an isolation center where they respond to treatment now 508. It look like say this 500 we should don't map this so now. The recovery rate is so slow. I've been saying this Even lately, we know they get very, very high numbers of cases, but the recovery rate is slow. For the past 24 hours, nobody not recover from COVID-19. Not the word that. Nobody not recover from COVID-19. So we still stand at 1,846. Because yesterday we get 3 recoveries. The one that were in quarantine, na 84. The one that were on discharge from quarantine, na 12,211. Let me check the Mano River Union countries then. Sierra Leone, 2. Guinea, 0. Liberia, 0. And Ivory Coast, 44. Okay. The cumulative death still stand the same. Sierra Leone 72. Sierra Leone at 74, not to 72. Sierra Leone I see, eh? Well, okay. Sierra Leone 72. What did they do them people here? Today they mistake. Yeah. Guinea they say 68 and I know say Guinea don't pass. Guinea na 76. So then okay. Nakovak, it look like so forget talk. Anyway, Sierra Leone 74, Guinea 76, Liberia 83, and Ivory Coast 132. That one they give you 365. Because for one reason, the additions they not add up today. This is not old number and then just take them put, but the person change the Nakovak for paying for this week. He just changed the total number and he puts the old numbers then they. The total, I mean. The big idea for this week, now the same one like last week, they say then they extend them. For say, during the festive season, make no forget for make face mask part of we outfit. The last one back, then be making back 2 consecutive weeks. This back they don't do them. I don't know. It's okay. That will left answer. Maybe the person they do on a day holiday, so Nakovak they in a freestyle mode right now. Maybe. I'm not saying I say be, I say maybe. But again, festive season don't come. We they see you, none of us will see. But you keep yourself safe. One thing we for learn, everybody immune system then different. Sometimes they crowd and then they will see together so they know a face mask. Sometimes your immune system is strong. That make you see say free tongue, you know they ever get 0. If you get 0, no say better results not coming. As the result then they come in, free tongue always the register number. And then they disappoint COVID. So please make we adhere, face mask, social distancing, wash your hands. We topic proper for today. Road Safety Authority say they want to introduce call line. Yes, that's what they say, call line. If you see driver where they behave some kind of a way at the road where you're not satisfied with, you call. Then go candy. Yeah, call line na salon. Okay. Anyway, we got to make somebody test that line there for we. Wait until we say the line don't begin work. Because for do introduction, it's easy. But now for make the line do the work we supposed for do. I did the wahala kindi. Live on air, we're going to test that line one day. I'm not going to still go test that. But one day we'll test the line. For see if the line they work and if then they answer. But then I want to then say then the kind introduce this December. Another thing we be done day when at the breathalyzer, we then they, I don't know if they can use them for scare the drivers them or when exactly they can use them. We do have few na saloon, but When? Eh? Because yes, that beach area we can really full up on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. We then on a clamp. Then on a clamp. Because when also then clamp you, now then 500,000 they don't get her. And they play for clampo. They care more about okay, let me not talk for them. Let's just hold on there. Let me listen here to waiting the Deputy Director of Road Safety Authority, Mr. Bio, waiting he say na this interview na Radio Democracy. Let me all listen and learn, please.
Part of we mandate now for provide safety for road users. We all know say during festive month, the activities that can boku, people that can they go up and down, some when they travel go up country. So during that time, everybody they in a rush. So part of we strategies and we don't put in place this particular festive month, being that we know say people then go for travel, can salon for can enjoy. We don't reactivate we 244 line who they advise citizens and for call anytime you see motor get accident. A breakdown along the line where you pass, you can call on this number. This is not a free line. This will get with service now, yeah, where people then go respond to that call and we can dispatch vehicles then towing vehicles and they can go and address the issues. And because one of we mandate this particular first month is now for save life of Sierra Leoneans there.
Okay. Now yeah, it talks say the 244 line they don't reactivate them. Una me could test the line right now? Unawami could test the line right now if really how we explain so it they work or log it in small terms sometimes you know they work yet if we just talk no more. I'll continue for listening. I go watch the comments and for see if we really agree say let's test the line right now or let's just give them small term even though it say they don't reactivate them and they work right now.
So we advise citizens make them be a responsible one, for drink and drive, for the play with your phone where they drive at the same time.
So you talk about call line. This call line applicable for all network where people go there?
Applicable for all network. You can call from Africell, Orange, you can call from QCell, not a free line.
Okay, one other thing again we no say una can do display of signs the winner safety signs where people will know say for bend, outside for park and things they're waiting for do this particular festive season. As we know, so we go into the holiday season. In that area, the waiting people get for see different from previous one them where SLRA say we don't do for the safety of all road.
As I be tell you earlier on, part of we mandate now for provide safety for road users. We then concern them become on to we or we be refer them concern them to SLRA when they responsible for the road signage. As they work on the street of Freetown, you see say now they don't begin paying them zebra crossing point there, and also they try for erect another road sign the way citizens then go see because these are the traffic signs and where they drive, they see they drive according to them because if signs are not there, you're not gonna know how you for go, how you for pass, also how you for park. So SLRA say they do the road sign there in collaboration with SLRSA.
Okay, now again we can see on to use different means for send on a message that safety message where people for always the year so that when they at the road they're gonna know the kind of thing they're waiting for do, how for drive. Even if you did drive, you want to go on another lane or take a U-turn, you will know how you do. And waiting for on a means of sending out then different messaging they
every time we in a radio station now for provide safety for road users. We they use different platforms then for educate the public about them road signage because when you see them road signage you go able for drive fine because or the other problem we realize in this country that we not get road signage so people they not really know side for park. So we be done right and we be done appeal to SLRA for make them try for increase the road signage at the city.
People can get serious concern but motor the way can broke down and then park middle road left like that, especially them big truck then. Also measure I don't put like a standby measure where if any motor car or truck break down, you know with the middle the road for a long time.
We appeal to the citizen there. Every citizen for be a security for your state to get me. When you see them thing they go on, call the line with 244 line. We get told vehicles then where they can park now with office. As soon as you call we can respond to them call them immediately we can dispatch them vehicles then. They can go remove them motor car from the street then. It don't happen time without number. People can call me private line. I can call my office during night hour are doing morning hours as a social area. When particular vehicle don't block people, they're not able to move about their business. So we appeal to the citizen. That number they out there is the free line. Call 244. Anytime you see anything that happen, you can call 244. SLRSA can respond to anything there.
Issue about people where they go to beach and the way out they park, though there is a parking space, but still people they say that parking space within a beach, especially the Aberdeen and Lomley beach, not enough. We can make people park anyhow, and that can cause more traffic and all. Waiting at the wall where SLRSA get for play on that for ensure say how we don't need to be before we people can just park anyhow along the side in day. This particular time it not happen again for the fact that we still in the COVID-19.
As you all know, citizens can attest to that. Say we don't need to do a beach operation every Sunday. We intend for reactivate and they back this first of this Sunday where they come. We wardens and get for dinner beach for make sure people then park according to. We don't provide a parking space for people already gonna beach for go and enjoy by Papa Clef and SLRS get a parking space where you can go security today. You can park your vehicle there. They available in some areas and people are just lawless in this country because areas and they people then for the park people just want for be seen that they do things and lawlessness in this country. But at the rest assure you say this time around come Sunday you go see we warding in a beach again. We get for the tell people then say no park here because when you park here it will cause the obstruct the flow of traffic.
The issue about breathalyzer and one owner can emphasize on how you get for like this particular thing.
We don't sign also an MOU with a brewery we then get for help with breathalyzers and we'll get for the use of my 38 because we know say up country most of them drivers and then serve them too lawless they can go quick McKinney they can go boat and come back so during that cause they can take some harmful substance there as a result of that and can cause an accident there. So we get for we present get for be fret na my 38 that any driver we can either use the breathalyzer na beach chef for the go the breathalyzer and then they now we go to the number 2 beach we come to Aberdeen Lomley beach. If we find out say you know okay for drive we can park you, we can pull you over, they will tow in truck then they can tow the vehicle and come to an office to we.
So now what will be your message to people, especially the team them waiting for take into consideration where they drive or use the road in another way?
One way or the other a good for make you there alive for make you they see other years and they come. So I advise citizens in there not drink and drive, not play with your phone they drive, if they get me at the same time drive with the road signs then where you see the road sign they tell you say no park here, no park here. Maybe if you park in a high speed lane, vehicle car can run into you. So let people then drive according to the road sign then for save their life.
Let people then drive according to the road signs them for save their life. In Sierra Leone, if we they hope for use the road signs them for save we life, then I think we life them they're not safe. Because we barely get road signs them. The few that we will get, if they market people they not don't cover with market, then one day we can get business, they don't put something on top of them. We no call for. But Mr. Biowin, the deputy director na the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority say, he said the 244 number, he said it a work. People then say low call, people then say low no call the number. But let's see, say the program they done. We go decide if we go call the number or we no go call her. But for now, we'll get the man himself, make we can help for talk about these regulations where Sierra Leone Road Safety want for introduce or where they don't introduce. And with your expertise, I think say you go able for chip in for see how we go able for maintain a safety with high precautionary measures them inside December. Nasalone. Here's Victor Mengot. You welcome again to Sierra Network Radio, sir.
Well, Fambul and Akusha, we don't be back. And first of all, I congratulate Sierra Network for the win at all. We have been doing a clap for them.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, and I don't listen to the thing the way the deputy director don't propose. And not good step forward. But one of the things that we, as Yusuf say, now if the line actually work, the next thing now the logistics. Because if they say they get vehicle them on standby, it depends on who side and they put them vehicle and they're on standby for actually meet driver the way somebody reports. And one of the things them is how they go mobile motorcycle. They forget patrol them around. That's not one thing. Second law talk about the breathalyzer. This is not a new thing. They already now we law them. Say then can get for because the law what he say now, the two things they're waiting at the law now for take blood sample or actually take urine test. Then as you know it's more complicated. But I'm sure say where this
But it didn't law?
It didn't we law for check for drink driving.
With breathalyzer and urine test?
Waiting then at the law, na blood test and urine test.
Now we law.
Now then we law. With breathalyzer,
because what you make
it can
ask,
say,
if na blood test and urine test, when then they take them, when the results go come out, how long that one day in Sierra Leone setting?
Well, they will have to refer you.
Okay.
So I think say now, if they don't get breathalyzer, any addition to the law, where the SLRS say get power for do, then get for gazette them. I don't know whether they don't go through the gazette because if they not gazette the use of breathalyzer, then actually it's not operational. But maybe they don't do them. Say I don't know about that. But when we talk about when they use breathalyzer, there are key things they will get for look at, especially in terms of country them where they not use them, where people linking one for challenge the law. One, now how you they calibrate the instruments them. We get Sierra Leone Standards Bureau when are they responsible for that. The first question I will ask is whether the instrument here then they're not certified by the Standards Bureau so that the calibration is right. Because also, as much as we want to enforce the driving law, we therefore look at the individual, them, their own right. Because some man can say, well, their machine did not they work. So not only the calibration, the people the way they do the breathalyzer, they also get for be particular trained and certified. Say then get certificate for use that breathalyzer. But all in all, minus then technical issue then they were raised. If all anything they don't in place, I think it's a good step for the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority for take in terms of use of breathalyzer. And then they go help reduce road accidents. Because as the Deputy Director himself mentioned, around them beach area, a lot of people and they where they drink and drive. Mr. Southern in a free tongue way, and then a vehicle, I see somebody they drive, he gets beer inside in car. Then thing and they we don't want them for happen at the country because road safety in a world business. Not only the driver they put himself at risk, they put other road users there at risk. So it's a good step. We get for be vigilant. But the way we will succeed in this, like where they don't start to, now the amount of public education for tell people them. Also people then get for know because it didn't the acts. Then they, in terms of how much milligrams of alcohol you forget in your blood for let you fail that test day. So people then get for know that. So for this, that I get for say at the moment.
I'm waiting we learn again from the Deputy Director himself. He say na brewery na ain't go get for supply them breathalyzer with the one for use. So I want for see say maybe in a part of brewery they own corporate social responsibility because now then they sell the alcohol or maybe it's an agreement between an understanding between them and brewery for say then go supply the breathalyzers them. But if possible they sell alcohol, they provide the team for test for which they sell. I think myself is the same concern with you for say Standards Bureau need for come in for really check for so say na the real deal with the get, not for say na some kind of banya fake business.
Well, this waiting the deputy director say it not new because it be not happen before even intake power. Under the previous administration, where Madam Sarah Bendu been there ahead, brewery and SLRSA being enter into, they signed a memorandum of understanding, and for say brewery can help them with road safety prevention. And I think say they at that time they been promised, or they did, they been supplied with breathalyzer. And the point is, again, you go ask, say, why in a brewery for supply SLRSA? There is some people that will say, well, waiting at their own interest. Brewery, now then they provide, then they sell alcohol, when people and they use, where they impair them driving, where they make them able to drive better. Because although sometimes some man can say, me want drive now, sabi the road. But all over the world now, in fact, this week, I represent Sierra Leone at a virtual conference where being organized by the International Road Federation. And what do they talk about now? Vision Zero. Because when the World Bank been talk about not only the World Bank and the UN, then talk about the decade of action for road safety, 2010 to 2020, then they done. And most countries, especially in Africa, Sierra Leone included, the targets that they been set up for reduced road accident, they're plenty apart from drink driving. We're not able to meet 10 targets a day, and not to Sierra Leone no more. So the UN don't say, well, then go include road safety na the Millennium Development Goal, so that you get standards them with all countries them for adhere to. And just give you, I'll not sure they talk about alcohol, because we get 5 pillars. The first pillar na road safety management. When you look at the 5 pillars of road safety, the first way they talk about na road safety management, the institution the way responsible, the lead agency na Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, but you also get the police and other people then. Then we talk about the roadworthiness of vehicle. Then a key issue. The next issue they talk about now driver education. How will they give license? For give license, now a privilege and not a right. And in we existing law, we get law we say the authority can issue penalty points, which means for all the offenses them, you will get points where if you reach 11 points, then they can, within a 3-year period, they can stop you from driving and ban you for a year. And you will get for take your test back. So then they're very important. The next thing where they also raise this now, where they ask the director, now the road infrastructure, the engineering part, how you design your road. Things like traffic signage, we expect new traffic signals and all the rest of it. Yeah, so that the infrastructure. The last one, we also bear on this one within the talk, nothing for do with accident and emergency response. I'm not saying we get an ambulance service, but we forget system where people then get accident, forget response, which means that the road safety authority get for work with the Ministry of Health and the ambulance service. But one other two way people they not go know, if you look at some of the duties of the road safety officer, the traffic warden, they get responsibility for administer first aid if there's somebody injured, and also for be able for carry them go for outside and they get treatment.
Are they trained for that during their training?
That is the thing. Even though in a part of their duty, I don't know unless the director or anybody will correct me. I not believe say they don't train them for that. You know, so when you look at the duties and responsibility of a traffic warden, there are lots of that. But people they only know them for these spot fines. And that spot fine, there's also a lot of arguments where people don't bring forward to some of who campaign them, because the tickets where they give, they say you get for pay within 72 hours.
Because Nadande have one can with, I don't know if you be see that video, for that man who be claim say, na slippers, not to slippers, na sandal, not to sandal. I don't know if you be see that video there, sir.
I see the video, I see and something where from your organization, when a campaign organization where a lot of people they don't complain but I don't raise the issue with relevant authorities them where then they consider once they know when they reply, we will make them known. Because let me put it this, there's a technicality because when then they charge you, they say then they charge you for driving with slippers. So for let somebody confirm say you drive with slippers, you get for day inside your motor car, or you get camera for show say you wear slippers for drive. And the woman themselves complain because they say it discriminates against them because most women them driver them, they get high heel shoes for them they wear. So when they drive, they can pull that high heel shoes and wear backless sandals. Or sometimes the woman they drive with barefoot. And no they will say for drive with barefoot. And if you drive with barefoot, a traffic warden stop you. When they can't in motor car, you get for where you have back. Because cannot run a mass dirty, you don't know everything there na the ground. So how now you go certify say that person there been the drive with that back. So that's not technicality in the law. And we get for look that law the back. Then charges then they. Because to my knowledge, we get 2 law them for road traffic acts and all incident there and safety. When are the primary legislation on road safety, when are the 207 Act, then the traffic regulations 2011, when are a statutory instrument and an extension to that act. But there's nothing within them 2 documents then they will say, for drive with slippers. It is that rule is there for people like Okada driver, Okada rider them. Because we can understand why that's the happen. But for motor driver them, I'm not aware. And if road safety authority, if they want to do any law, the procedure where they for use, then get for gazette that law and get for make a known to the public. Once it's gazetted over a period, it becomes a law, then they can enforce them. So that is the situation.
This 72 hours back be day panda problem they with them and the driver on the spot and 72 hours. The driver say the ticket say 72 hours, then say now on the spot. So who do they make the decision now?
Well, on the spot, it relates to the fine, which means then go fine you on the spot. But if we look at the law, the 207 Act, we talk about spot fine. This is now another thing where most people are not aware of. It says now only police officer of the rank of inspector or above can issue, or any other authorized person. Where in this case, the traffic warden or road safety corp, as we call them, is an authorized person for issue a spot fine. But in the same act, there is a schedule where show the forms them where the ticket get for B. It get for show who the driver a name, in license number, the vehicle, who say he commits the offense, and it get for be witnessed. And it say clearly in the form that the person will get a fine day gets 72 hours for pay. But you also say that the law say, if you refuse for pay the fine, perhaps you can want to challenge the officer when that option the people will not get. Then they can take the case to court. And in taking the case to court, the road safety officer or traffic cop or warden get for work with the police, because the police get the power for take that to the court. So one of the problems we would get, and one of the issue now for look at the relationship between the traffic police and the traffic warden. Even when it comes to this breathalyzer, I work with the police as the advisor on traffic matters. We also get drop and this thing say, who that get right for do breathalyzer, whether not police or traffic warden. So until we correct all the issues, then we will call institutional rivalry. Then applying the law will always be controversial.
So this on the spot, This on the spot fine. On the spot fine means say then they issue the ticket on the spot, you pay 72 hours, or on the spot means say you for pay on the spot, pay the money.
On the spot fine means say the traffic offense, the ticket where then they issue is then they issue the traffic violation ticket whose side you cause the traffic violation. But even the tickets, anybody who don't get spot fine go look at that ticket, they say underneath the ticket, it say the person where they issue that fine they get 72 hours for pay. Now, let's give the officer then view, go for look at their own side, the difficulty. They stay waiting and they make people and pay on the spot. Now, because sometimes if they issue the fine, some man can dodge the fine. But that is not to excuse, because most people they know say all the drivers they go renew their vehicle registration every year. And I know a lot of people that we don't go renew their vehicle registration. We then say, hey, but we're not going to renew vehicle registration because you get traffic penalty and fines for pay, which some of them want and they include on the spot fine. And this on the spot fine, then they insist for let you pay cash. Not to all man they work out money. And there are times where people they don't complain, say, when they refuse, they say, well, they don't get money for pay the fine on the spot. The officer then, some of them can resort to clamping their vehicle, which mean additional cost. So that in a way, unless the law is changed for say on the spot fine means you for pay fine on the spot, I think say then they act outside their powers. Because the ticket clearly say you get 72 hours for pay. And then at the act, they even get the sample ticket. If you go now the Road Traffic Regulation 2011, yeah, Form 22, show you waiting the ticket for B, and that 72 hours, they did it clearly.
So let me say now, me go salon, then give me on the spot fine. They don't, because what they do, then they give you the ticket, then they clamp the motorcar.
Yeah.
So you have no way for able for say to go with your motorcar this and then they say you for go play. How do you redeem yourself from that situation?
Well, the point is most people then, if they're busy or they don't want problem, then go pay. So you go call somebody, say, hey, bring money for me to pay. But the other thing, let's say they insist say you for pay on spot because of administrative reasons. The same Road Safety Authority some time ago, we don't make provision for let people make payments to electronic money transfer,
Yes,
like mobile money.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the way they launched that program, they then go on the Road Safety and explain that. So why they know they give people in that other option there instead of taking cash, and then they paying by mobile money also means it's transparency and it avoid corruption. Because even when they give you on the spot fine where you don't pay, that ticket you get the additional responsibility for going to the office, go show the picture, go show them, say you don't pay the fine, then they go take it off your record. So the whole process very complicated. And in my view, based on my experience, not only in the UK where I live, but other African countries, spot fines then they wait there for give you time for pay. And also, you as the driver, forget that option there for challenge the fine we then give you. Now make sure I just done 1 year program for the World Bank in Liberia. And one of the two don't they talk, where I don't talk no other program, Liberia get traffic cuts. And we think say Salon said for do that. Because if you get traffic cuts, if somebody want challenge the fine, which is in the law, they'll go cut. But in their country here, for avoid for waste cut time and everything, then you say, okay, if you're ready for go court, bear in mind, say, if you lost the case, sometimes you go end up paying double or triple. So you have to make sure, say, you get real evidence for sure, say, the fine way the officer issue, it is not within the confines of the law. So we get a lot for do when it comes to this spot fine. Because then they take a literary application, because when they say spot fine, it means the fine is placed on the spot. But you not say you for pay on the spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they've been getting away with this for the longest.
Yes, they've been getting away with this for the longest. But as I say, as a road safety campaigner, this is an issue where I don't raise with the relevant authority for let them clarify some of their issue here. Because the other issue, where again they can clamp your vehicle, the law say the road safety authority get forget area they will call controlled parking zone, which means that you get restricted parking. And for designate that restricted parking, you get forget signs for sure say this area you are allowed, either it will be no parking or parking is limited to a particular area. So how would you now go clamp somebody in car now some place where you don't get parking restriction? You can clamp a vehicle because the end day now we law if the person park na pavement. Because it ain't the law. But who say not to pavement and will not get parking restriction sign? And some man they say even before you safe, depending on who say it, you park your motor car, they can clamp and say you park illegally. But what in the say na the law, now if you park your car when an obstruction or danger to other road users, then the traffic warden or the officer get right for clamp your car for parking which obstruct other road users.
December don't come. What's your advice for diasporans them where they go salon?
Okay. One of the issue again where most diaspora they don't come to me now, which is under the law. Now in terms of where they come under the diaspora, where they go, they will not get salon license. What in the law say is that you are allowed to drive with a foreign license, provided you can identify yourself. So make sure say where they come out diaspora, where they go, the vehicle self where they go rent to anybody, check say the vehicle properly insured. Because if you drive without insurance, it's also a traffic offense. Make sure say your vehicle insured. The other thing where then we law, where the traffic warden can pull you up on, all vehicles in a salon, you get forget fire extinguisher. You also get forget safety triangle. And the reason why they get safety triangle, now because if like say you go outside Freetown, you broke down one of we highway them, you car in a road, instead of you put lift the leko can see where then lorry then can do, you get for put that safety triangle within a certain distance so that for one other motorist they say there's a car parked there which is in problem. And then safety triangle then they, because the way they are designed is get reflectors them where a car with a car even at night it go see the reflectors there at a distance. So for we diaspora, where they go, where they drive, make sure say even if you get a car where they hire, make sure say you check the driver and license, make sure say properly get license. Make sure say the car also gets in the like fire extinguisher, you get that safety the safety triangle. Also in your interest, although it is not in the law, you get your small first aid kit. Where did it? And when you get a first aid kit there, sometimes you can get accident where you want to do quick, the people there, you want to do quick bandage or all that thing, and they make sure say you get them. Yeah. Then if you go, one thing for do, get for check your vehicle there. If you travel out of town, make sure say the vehicle get enough water inside, the engine get enough engine oil. Tire is very important. The tire get the right pressure. You also make sure say you get spare tire because the law say your vehicle forget spare tire. And not only because of the law, if you get spare tire, if you get it, you go on site, because we not get service na free tongue or salon, where if you get broke down, you get somebody who get a call. So if you get your tire, you get one tire puncture, you get able to get a spare for change that tire. Because as I can always say, the tire are the only part of the vehicle where they touch the ground. And it's responsible for a lot of accidents, because if you get overinflated tire, it affects your balance. It also affects your judgment in braking. We get laws about tire in Sierra Leone. If you get worn out tire, the penalty for that is 250,000 leones. But how do you check it? Myself here, in work with the police, I've been actually at some time donate some device that we be able for use for check tire, the gauge them, the groove them, like the tire. And the international standard is that then groove them they for be 1.6 millimeters. So the equipment we have been getting what test to the police is very simple. If you put the rod and the tester na the groove, if it show green, it means it meets the standard. If it show amber, it meets the in between. If it show red, it means say the tire bad.
Well, I think
so
when two of them now Wataki, they all go there though.
Well, that's it. So if the road safety they really, especially during a season, if they really want save we, right? One of the laws they were thinking for insist on now that tire, especially along the highway, just like where the deputy director said and get patrol now mile 38. But also within the law say, police officers them, when a traffic officer them, then get the power for inspect your vehicle on the spot for check for any defects.
Because now I want to reach this year when me this alone, I got stopped a couple of times for check for this triangle spare tire, both by police and traffic warden.
Yeah.
So traffic warden self can check, right?
Yes. Okay, now, lagin and one thing waiting that they happen. When they make the act, because the original act have been the Sierra Leone Road Transport Act, yeah. The Sierra Leone, I think say it was 1996. So they amended in 2003. And one of the things were very critical, which has all when I don't cause certain draw between the two authorities, is that the act say a traffic warden has the same powers and privileges of the police in exercising his duties. But then the police get a power of arrest. Does that include the power of arrest? Because the same law say, if the traffic warden meet a difficult person, then they go for invite the police in. So it means the two for work together. Then one of the other things the way people then they complain about, now where either a police or a traffic warden go meet you, you commit an offense, they say in the kind say you can't for drive you go to the office. Then they know for happen. For safety reason, and you know they are the law. Secondly, it comes to the issue of confiscating people and license. Right? An enforcement officer will only confiscate your license if it proves say na fraudulent license you get, not to the authorized license. But if you not get, if you're able to identify yourself and with a national identity, even if you know they drive with your license and you get the vehicle registration where you know say then your name, I believe say the officer for allow you time, just like what you call Naya, if I give you producer. We all remember that record, police officer not give me producer. What does that mean? It will give you a document where say you get for go to the office or the nearest police station within a certain period, not more than 72 hours for present your license. So these are the things the way they happen, where people they complain about. But the enforcement officer then get lost them. But they need for be trained, they also need for educate the public, and the need for administer the law there according to what's in the existing law. Then can only go outside that if because they get power for make an addendum to existing law, but if they get for do that, anything not in the law, if they want to implement them, then get for put in the official gazette. If it is not in the official gazette, now just say the man just think about 98, then he cannot enforce that law.
Before I let you for go, sir, I know say you na road safety campaigner. The toll road, will they pay for toll? No lights.
Yeah.
You don't ever come to a notice, sir, for say, in as much as we are already paying for that road, at least they can able for give you lights so that we not pay for nothing.
Okay. Where you mean give you lights? For give you lights along the road?
Yes, the street lights, I mean, not the toll road. Because there's no street lights and we're paying.
Okay, now come to the toll road. Because I've been on do some review of the toll road, the arrangements that we make. The toll road now be a contract with the last government been give to the China Railway Group on the basis that say they go spend the money and give them concession, I think up to 25 years for recover the money from the toll. They also set up another company when they collect the toll. But when it comes to the issue of putting street lights and all the rest of it, it is outside their responsibility. If they get for do that, if for one day at the time when they do the design, the road design, and that makes sure we get in our own profession which we call road safety audits. The road safety audit means say when you give a contractor a road for bill, you the person with the supervisor, in the case of we National Roads Authority, then get for look at safety features and wait for day. Now they road and the things like road sign, road markings, and even if you not put lights, we get modern technology now where you get the road studs them, which is solar powered, where you can put under the road, where you can able to increase the visibility. So when we design roads, we get for look at the safety feature in the design, at the design stage, when the National Road Safety Audit come. We look at the safety features during when they construct the road, and after they don't finish the road and commissioning the road before you certify say that road is really safe. So that system, which is part of the African Charter requirements on road safety and part of the UN Global Road Safety Standards, we know they apply on us alone.
Okay. Now from Upgun to PMB Calbaton, that road they don't swell. I don't know when last you drive there. We go find out say a lot of Humpty Dumpty then at that road there. Where that road I think it need attention now. So now Sierra Leone Road Transport Corporation that you work that one day?
No. Okay, let me tell you how road system is financed in the town. But by the way, that road that we talk to, now part of the route for this new urban mobility program, priority bus route, and I shall say then go upgrade the route. But let me tell you how road is financed. We get an organization or agency called the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, which is established by an act of parliament. Now they're responsible for finance all roads there. And how do they get their money? They get their money from fuel levy, which I think about 3 cents in the dollar, between 3 to 7 cents in the dollar. So for every liter of fuel we buy, part of that money, they go to the road fund. And also forget contribution from their fines, the airways, SLRS, say they levy, and money the way they collect for vehicle and driver registration. So down the day in the port, in the past, it was ring fence, where I mean, they put and say, well, down there at the Road Safety Administration, now the manager. But under when the Finance Act came, all such revenues will go under the consolidated fund. So like now, SLRA, in consultation with local governments and other people, then, for they will get road maintenance plan. When a road maintenance plan day, now from that fund day, then they use for financing. So now SLRA say that they determine the standards, that's Sierra Leone Roads Authority. Now they get for inspect, make sure say the road then constructed according to or maintained according to standards, bearing in mind safety, and then get for check when they maintain the road and they before they commissioning the road, because they can withhold certain of the money when they give the contractor until they certify say the contractor don't meet the standard. So in Sierra Leone, we get a system where government not they maintain road. Government they facilitate the maintenance of road. And that maintenance of road is now outsourced to the private sector. Waiting a government your role through the Sierra Leone Roads Authority in consultation with other organizations like Road Safety Authority for put things like safety features. Now for make sure say the maintenance then are on time and they meet particular standards. But now the private sector, now they bid for their road maintenance program under a competitive bidding system. So if like when they design or maintain road, it then at the program say, then get for provide street lighting, then it should be provided. So then thing and they for then at the plan. If you know we put like pole, you can use the luminous, what you call cat size. You know, like then studs them. Now technology they advanced. Without electricity, there you get a lot of the wind are solar powered. So it can tell like runway light. So if you drive in a net, you go see it all along the road. So you go able to improve your visibility and reduce danger for oncoming vehicles. Then another thing where I want local government do, when a major cause of accidents, which I think it needs to be, now like them big lorry and then truck the way they travel, when most of them they broke down the road. I believe it's about time we forget luminous strips along the road, both na the back. So if you place dark set, when that lorry they broke down, when you the driver where they come, you headlight focus on that. You go see say an abandoned vehicle. Because now a lot of accidents they take place because then lorry then they can broke down at the road because of poor maintenance. Then you the drive so you just come on a curve. You know no say lorry park there. You were inside there. Then the rest, as you can say, alhamdulillah.
What's in your final word for we today, sir?
My final word for you is that this is now festive season. One, for everybody, when you're a car driver, know who is taking you home. Just like what the director say, if you aren't going to a vehicle, whether in a taxi or puda, you smell alcohol, not enter that vehicle then they will not get 244, report them. Secondly, adopt zero tolerance. If you drink, not drive. Wearing of seatbelt is compulsory in Sierra Leone. Make sure say you wear your seatbelt. And if you know say you're not able, you want to go somewhere they go drink, you're able to drive, arrange for taxi where we can pick you. Because road safety is no accident. And now we collective responsibility for let other person safe. We should all be our brothers and sisters keeper. We make our support, waiting the SLRA say, deputy director say, if you see somebody where they drive bad na the road, where sometimes he go cause accidents, do ya, let us test this line and start for notify the enforcement officers there. And that's the message we will get for you. And make sure say, stay safe, but know who is taking you home.
Thank you very much, Victor Morgan Mengot. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We don't hear you from the expert himself, Victor Mengot. It's good to be informed. Eh? It's good for being informed. But unfortunately, we are waiting the law say, and also we are waiting na the reality na the ground. Na two different things they want in there. Two different things. I make a ask, and that part of on the spot find pain one thing. It don't happen for the longest. Eh? For the longest, it don't happen. And from the head, na Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority, take and down. They are fine with it. Even though then they do the wrong. Make we call out us friend. Make we hear what thing you get for it today. Yes, us friend. You get the platform, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And a big thank you to a guest speaker, Mr. Victor Morgan Mengot, for an eloquent and good speech and able for giving a lot of voting in don't know. Now like that thing that they say, we old people are okay for they keep them. We not for try for discard them because they get a lot of knowledge. We don't talk a lot of knowledge from them tonight. And we don't see areas them way na the good side and the bad side we then get for able for delete some and try for implement some of them and some of them and go far. Looking at road safety, me go based on what I don't just get from Mr. Mengot. I go just want to look at from this angle of road safety and public health. The issue of road safety and public health na a concern, as in they say, a global concern. And of course, if we narrow and down a salon, a national issue. And you come to the area of him, we don't show you some 5 areas, then one of the pillars that will make them up. I go just want to go a little bit the areas them some of the risk factors them we make up this road safety. If you mention some of them, but me go just one class in that area there because if you look at first of all, you talk of drink driving. And one factor, one a risk factor. You talk of seat belts, one of the risk factor. You talk of helmets. You talk of distracted drivers, them where they can become distracted. Whether a woman passing they look, or whether they on top, or whether they on the phone, or whether other thing happen, or they put or see na put eye on a motor they go upline, it just become distracted. And then the one way that the main issue, especially in the main motor road, is speeding. So those are the factors them way now some of them one are the risk factors. I'm not saying Mr. Mengo don't mention about the areas that we United Nations they try for develop. They try for say again, there is another area wherein the government will try for look how they go able for sensitize and try for improve this road safety with public health based on the type of health situation we're going at the salon. In the first place, I want to say the youths then get a greater part or then get for play in terms of road safety. I been know of a program who then call an acronym one a YOURS, YOURS. They say now Youth for Road Safety. Then we don't begin this program, an organization, we one time, and we don't get a conference in 2017 or so. No, 2007. Yeah, 2007. Then we don't put this program where about 400 youths then go attend from 100 countries. Then 100 countries then go gather and they all come up with some of these programs. Then yeah, the reason why they look at the youths because some of the youths now then they replace the elders. And the youths, then are the more they apply the routes in terms of like salon now, and then they do the Okada, and then they do the Kekerem, and they go upline. Most of them are young man, they would drive. And you look at the youth range where they don't put salon for now, we get them up to 30 or so. All right, so we get for things now, they don't get this organization. So I don't know how far where this organization don't established in a salon. And I know say na WHO, World Health Organization, now they try for sponsor. In fact, they are the second party where they sponsor this wire. The first one, na United Nations Road Safety Collaboration, with a UNRCS. So then they sponsor them program there. But the one that we they sponsor in terms of funding, now Michelin, the one that way they make the tires. So Michelin, then they involve them, just like we they see they involve Brewery for bring them breathalyzer. Yeah. So Michelin, now they fund some of this program there, but they implement in 2010 and then get a target for say in 2020 now this then will reach for reduce the safety the accident them at the roads. Then they target again 2030. But I believe say the youth then can go and then conference there. But I don't know if salon opportunities. I will find out no more for know if there be opportunities for go to that thing there so that they go able to come. They might have done, but the question here is that just like when Mr. Mengo they say institutional rivalry, overlapping of institution. Institutions them go on for say na me go do this. Institution then go say na me go collect this money. Organization then go come say well like this area. So it come an area of negligence, you get a rivalry, and then you get the one way at the main core of education. Like where then they try for say that thing they are they but people they don't know. So it come back to the area of civic education. Anything you come back in the country, civic education. So wherein the people then they get like a jingles where they go to show the people them. Then go they get areas where they go to show say who now responsible for them till then this una get for the show the people them. Then they get program them and they see the actual and they say road up to road then they get every in SLBC now. And then they get something at 98.1 so that they go able to go a step further. So that they make things very interesting to the taste of those who are the listeners. You can now to the area like the structure of some of the areas where we need traffic lights, we need good roads, we need good bridge. We say people then will apply like the city and like upline, wherein we will avoid people where are the pedestrians the cyclists, the car users, the motorcyclists. All them people there go feel safe out and go work. So I go just want to take one quick before we go further. The areas like traffic lights. Traffic lights, they don't bring in a salon. Then we go call a group on the Croatians. The Croatians and then we go hire for can install them traffic light with the system. But waiting past where the traffic lights are not being go further, are not go able to indulge into that too much. But when they left, the side when they left, where some of them not been they work well again. Then the government we can now then discard that one they see where we no go look into that project. We get projects now we said they bring up where they say that they bring traffic lights, then they organize a special group where they look into that one day so that they will able to get overhead bridge. We say the pedestrian will feel safe for worker. And then you get side there where the traffic light, they walk, we say students, then therefore cross, or they go get overhead bridge. You say the student, then go able to cross, like how they see, then they put one another St. Joseph area or one school within another Brooksville area. All right. So you can, the government we can, they say, well, now we no go pay them people there because the project is not being okay. Well, we not be know if they diagnose them well until the Croatians then go to court. That court, the case, I think the Croatians they win. I don't know if they don't pay them, which is recent. But those are just factors in which they hinder development. With something they come, you wouldn't be in charge. You get rivalry of institution, rivalry of companies, and then you get in some other areas wherein those things are going to be implemented. So in other words, the government not only they taught everything, when they come back to them for CC, they are the overseers, as in they say for CC, the overseer things them. So you go question the one they're waiting for oversee, what then they do. Then if I come back to the area of drugs, like when they talk about the drug test, I believe in that urine test and that blood test there, it go able for cover because not to alcohol number people they drink in a salon now. You get drugs that when hallucinated drugs, we possibly take they see something as something as they see. You get like them pampers, them all the asphalt thing them. So those are the areas they get for match between the breathalyzers them. They say they check the quality of them, whether they bring them and for no the calibration. And then they look about the drugs now, who side they go test that in there. As they say they will get special body we responsible for the traffic, then they will get responsibility back for say this na the court, then the court back will get something related to it, like the laboratory, wherein they will take urine if you don't take a particular drug. Because not only alcohol, some people that they take, so man, they take other drugs. So they become hallucinated. So all those kind of factors, they get for implement them so that things go able for work go before. And the areas of like using helmets and checking the tires them, because some people in Salone and even at Gambia, they see where they call threading. Where the tire, because the tire gets in density, the tire of itself, the thickness, that's where they see the zigzag so. Now then they help the gripping at the ground. So you get finally what that they say threading when they introduce. So those are the things when they get for tried and change. And then they try for do like a revulcanization of things that will left them so much so that when I start today when we go into Rambo, let them avoid all those things of threading. What tire don't eat up, then they go then they shape and back for let it go get like say a new tire. So those are all the things who government get for implement, and so that lives they go able for better at the salon. And then they look into this area where in United Nations they do this, and WHO back their fund where they really give into that. If they're able for implement them, and see Mr. Mengodzia would they instead they do that, so we're able for look say the youths are needed in this area where in themselves we're able for help this type of thing for leg will be cut down as salon. And thank you very much for giving the platform. And thanks to previous speaker, Mr. Mengot, and thanks to everybody who listened to it tonight. Thank you very much, and let God bless you all.
Thank you very much, friend.
You're most welcome, sir.
Yes, sir. Make we come with doctor. Make we hear you waiting, doctor, get for we. Yes, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo, you get the platform.
Yes, hi. Good evening, everyone, and I hope everybody to do well. Happy New Week, happy Monday. And thank you to Mr. Mengot for in your submission and for the new insight them we don't give it when it comes to road safety. And we also want for say the measures them we SLRA don't put in place, not a good one. And also thank you to Usfred for in submission. The measures that we SLRA don't put in place definitely not something we feel safe for the be an ongoing measures them, not to just wait, holiday season, then they come in at the 10 and then they put safety measures them. Yes, you did reinforce them, but some of the safety measures them we see with them they ask about, no like side and way pedestrian them the worker as well as supposed for turn. Then they for be like a ongoing safety thing then we I believe say we for don't they get any for the reinforced and they definitely that can reduce the accident, in the country. And also when they say they don't activate the number, where if we say, during this holiday season, for me, I think numbers like that should be should be there always, so that, if people them, block a road, they need for tow the motor car, then can call, because not to every district or every area will get a local towing truck, because that all can create, congestion, traffic in the country, and we don't say, the number is free, is also the towing truck free? That's the question, because sometimes maybe if there's a fee attached to it, you don't know how much they get for charge you. Sometimes people are not going to call. So some of them things they get for make and clear to the public. And in terms of you wearing the seat belt as well as helmet, where Usfred mentioned as well as Mr. Mengot, we in our Terra Network here, also we don't talk about traumatic brain injury. We really do hope say after this discussion where we get right now, we will do something with the SLRA, for see how best we can reinforce some of the safety measures them we can to traumatic brain injury. Now something we'll on the work on, behind the scenes. We really hope see we will really get in touch with them and then try for see how best we can come up with ideas them in order for strengthening then areas then in terms of safety, for prevent traumatic brain injury, because as we know, we had a discussion, we get topical, or like would they focus on something called, NAP hits, so like a national alliance, in how to prevent traumatic brain injury or head trauma. So now something we really want for focus on. But I quickly want for a touch on, when you dey drive, making sure that somebody, way it be say is safe, like you go drive now, especially if I don't go out, on a drink, somebody maybe like everybody drink, but somebody within the vehicle or within una get for be sober, right? Meaning, drink alcohol, no, not they under the influence, because that can create accidents, and also putting all the other measures down. So the statement about, it is like the blood test and the urine test, na the only one we legal, on any na the law na salon. I feel say then get for try for initiate that breathalyzer, because the time where you get somebody in blood, the time where you get somebody in urine, now long period of time, for like that drug toxicology report come. Some toxicology report they're not come within 24 hours. It take a couple of days for let them really see which type of drugs we don't ingest in the system. The urine can come, quickly, but like within that, there's different things depending on what you really test for. We did test for, if you did test for amphetamines, if you did test for benzodiazepine, if you did test for, alcohol, alcohol definitely go come quickly, and also like the legal limits for, blood alcohol level, anything greater than 0.08% is illegal, right? So it has to be under that, for we to drive, and then usually the standard drink size, them usually in like the United States, which then they consider as one drink. If you have a 12-ounce bottle of beer, or you have a 5-ounce, of wine, and also like a liquor or spirit, like they found that like a 1.5 ounce or a shot, or they can say 80 proof of gin, vodka, rum, whiskey, all these different things. So like I don't then can classify as the 0.08%. So anything above that level, they, now intoxication, for the drive that 10 days, somebody else will drive you, because, if you drive, so many things and get for happen, because, now you intoxicated, you talk about you central nervous system, where they deal with your brain and your spinal cord, like you really, they do stuff that will not make sense, and then, even I make some medications and they tell you, say, this can cause drowsiness, do not, drive heavy machinery, like then muscle relaxant them. So basically we can say take them during the night. And the benzodiazepine, where we say some people can take them for, anxiety, but like if you take down you drive, you also they put other yourself at risk as well as other people them at risk. Same goes for alcohol, where they affect your mind at that moment. They, people then feel saying something, then they do no more for relax themselves. So if you do that, you really not for go out. You for try for stay, within your home setting, or some side we say no go, get for drive, right? So that is something that where everybody get for follow the rules and the regulations. Them and law also look at the effect of alcohol itself, on your health. You talk about you liver, right? Your liver enzymes then get for be elevated, and somebody where really they drink a lot get for consider for some form of a rehabilitation, because that social drinking they I know say acceptable for many people, but you get to think about if you continue for to do this on a routine basis, whether even if not only on weekends, it can accumulate, and then even when they do your blood test and can see elevation of the liver, and the liver now they detoxify so many things now body medication, some food, majority of the thing that would they ingest now is system now the liver now they detoxified, and they so really it did it for filter so many things and where that can become toxic, we think can happen, it go into the brain, where then they call encephalopathy, so hepatic encephalopathy, meaning the liver now becomes so toxic, all like the dirty within the system, now become accumulated into your system. Now it will really affect your memory, affect, how you perform, intellectually. So people have to really think of alcohol as something that's really not the way to go, but if you doing it, definitely do it, with caution, and also try to be safe out there, because safety and are the key here, but we really will hope and pray, we really do hope and hope, say, people them within a salon go really follow the rules them, and the government and the road safety authority then go put all the measures and ensure, say, their measures they also continue, not to just during holiday season, because safety is something where we all need, like their measures, then these breathalyzer, it might be expensive if they, maybe that's why they're not implementing it, but I think now the cheapest way for let say if somebody really drink alcohol within the spot, say yes, then get alcohol, now the system, now that cause a car accident and things like that. There is a criteria usually, for let you find out somebody, now alcoholism, like, they really abuse alcohol, when they call the cage system, like within the cage system, then, within some of the things that we can ask the person, this really not for a clinician, a person like you in the C way, we say, Ingo ask you, do you feel the need to cut down, right? If the person say yes, then then you jump, if any of them positive, so at least two of them, if it's positive, that suggests that the person actually na alcoholic. So we're talking about the CAGE, meaning CAGE. So the first one, do you feel the need to cut down? If that question is yes, so you mark that down. And also if the A, we will ask you, are you annoyed when your spouse or your friends comment about your drinking? Right? So that again, now other signs say this person is alcoholic if they answer yes to that. The G, they ask you, do you feel guilty about your drinking? Right? So that now other question where you go try for ask somebody where you feel say they drink, it abuse alcohol. And then the E, now you go say, do you need to drink early in the morning? Right? Or, for make like you eye open, so to show that, really, I for drink something. If I not drink, I'm not really the sober. Because you get to go through a withdrawal system. Somebody with the alcohol, when an alcoholic, they get to go through like a withdrawal system where they can even put them like a detox. It's a challenging thing. Not to everybody can do them, they're really miserable in the hospital setting, and sometimes they actually go to that department, the way then they deal with them kind of people, that way they deal with or overdose and drug abuse. So these are a few things no more about alcohol that can cause acute delirium tremens, we be seeing like a sudden onset of confusion, the person will become delusional. There's this transient auditory, tactile or visual hallucination. They begin to hear every word. It really affect them blood pressure, affect their heart, cause like shakiness, and some are disturbed motor behaviors, that can happen, to the person. So when you see them kind here, definitely the medical emergency medic. So maybe this is not somebody when your friend, either with you, they see all that and they go on with them, seek medical help. So the ambulance system, now the country really need for be then therefore be trained, and something where they can do like a recertification, because something and if they use them all the time, they become very good at it. So like you constantly get for do like that annual recertification, or if not every 2 years, then and then now we healthcare system then get for try for look into and see the people then when they deal with the emergency medical system, are they trained well enough to really handle these type of people? Because the people can be really aggressive, especially where they don't know anything where they go on, like their mind and then their behavior is not connecting, like things are not going on right. So we really hope say we can strengthen those things in the country, but beyond that, there are certain things too, we put them when they are alcoholic, you give them some kind of antidote, for decrease that alcohol in their system. So, but that's also a mental health issue. We have to agree here that there's a lot of mental health issues then we go now the country. We sometimes we not can tackle them. We can just take and say now like ordinary something. Where many of them, if we think about it, now a myth. We be say a myth will for try for educate the public on and for let them understand say some of of the issues that way some people that can go through now, like a mental health. So we really need so many psychotherapists, them as well as psychologists, them we're going to address them in the soon at the country for help, the mind. And here you can see when they talk about schizophrenia, we're in a split personality, right? But in Africa, especially in our country, as one of them, we can always feel say, that's not because you don't craze, like now somebody now do I'm bad, now make it act this way. No, there are people here with bipolar, manic, disorder where they say at one point then they spend extra vagantly, like they can do things just that not make sense. And then before you know it again, like they back to normal, they're going to work, they're mingling with other people, like nothing is wrong with them. They're on medications, they really functioning just like everybody else. With them, they go through their crisis and then problem, then they seek medical help. And some them now can really seek medical help. Some then now the one that will not seek medical help and then can end up for be admitted and then in a psych ward, and those type of things. So there's a lot of things, that has to do with mental health. We they really hope say then can get a curriculum on like a psychotherapy, because really with the way how the world even the go with even America, many people then they enroll in those psychological or psychology majors them we can really help in how people then they do well in our society. So now that me get for tonight, and I hope say people then take all the precautions and everything we they need for do drive safe, try not for drink if you intoxicated, get somebody who is sober, and follow all the advices them. And we hope say the government continue for strength in certain areas and we can to the healthcare system.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I think if me get for say anything in this part, I don't know if lately when you go salon, you don't ever take notice about the little bit of pack them. I think it's smaller than Capri Sun, little bit of pack. Say then get 10 small pack, then they then get up to 20% alcohol level. Me, I don't see in a salon. When a shakandas they produce them. Not a mistake, oh. They get 10, 15, 20, 30% alcohol level. Small pack na flat one so. What then they sell? Where it's I don't know. Make a come with Janet. Yes, Janet, she gets the platform.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Yes, you get the platform. You're live. What you get for me?
Yes. Well, what I want for discuss really now, therefore do with the person drunk and you go party with people
You the break?
drive. Yeah, sorry.
Alright, carry
Yeah.
on.
You go inside that motorcar day, you drive off. Yeah, you go inside that motorcar day, you drive off, and something happens inside it. I mean, a lot of people not can understand. Yes, now the driver in fault because he drink and he drive. But also, I want everybody to hear this clearly. Also, you don't accept the injury will happen to you by way of negligence. Because say that person they drunk and you go inside motorcar, anything will happen to you there, now you accept them. You contribute to that injury there. I don't know, Salon, whether there's any form of compensation if you get accident or whatever, But I just say to everybody, I don't see many times when they get accidents, I can ask people, they say, oh, maybe this person been drink and he drive. And I say, wait, you not be know say the person drunk or he drive? He say, well, but they take chance. But please, like when Christmas they cancel, all the one where they oversee, where they go salon for go enjoy, they are with big una. If you drink and you don't drunk, do not drive. The best you can do is, and in fact, safe people, then bars them where they sell drinks. Then say they can hold them liable because if the person go now you bar, it drink certain amount of drink the way you go serve that person there. If you serve them beyond the level when they expect, and accidents happen, you self-contribute to the accident day. So now that make the people and we get ban a free tongue, make them self the yo person kind of you buy it drink 1, 2, 3 bottle. And you see mutka kinayan, tell and say, no, they serve you again. You have to leave now. But if you accept that, well, it's never happened in Sierra Leone, though. Then the whole people will get business liable. But I hope they look what the laws and they can into place. Look what Mr. Mengodon beautifully set out, the road safety laws and where they come into place. We hope say people where they sell alcohol, go be very careful, the amount of alcohol where they sell keep us in, where they can inside you premises, because there will come a point where they will begin hold on a liable for una own part of una play, and that person, whether the person die now or not. But we dey try for say to people, don't say na business me they do. I go say sell. No. Level day where you know for sell part to person where they drive, So to everybody where they out there, a simple warning, don't drink and drive. If you're gonna put somebody in house, you drink and you drunk, please, when I take the car key in my hand, say, me man, rest here. Tomorrow you go. Although yes, in that situation, if nine car with drink inside you house, the drink it drunk, it drive, you not get nothing for do with you. Nobody's going to hold you liable at all, not because you're not a shop. So my own saying tonight is that we all within the on at Sierra Leone, and I say each one teach one. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much, Janet. Yes, caller, I did live on air. Your name and who the call from, please.
Yeah, me Patrick.
Yes, Patrick, you get 3 minutes. What do you get for me?
Well, I mean, the only thing is let it enforce the law. Because we know say from the police demo, the civilians demo, everybody guilty on that. Because it happened to me 2017. I go to I made a drive. I made a go corner. The last checkpoint inside corner where they call Mambudu checkpoint. So because of the time difference, they adjust to the time. They sleep at the front, my brother, the drive. So we reached at the checkpoint. Then this guy stopped with his policeman. Oh my goodness. Imagine I didn't sleep. Brother put the window down. Where the guy open in much for talk the alcohol gas went back. That breeze. Then wake me up. He wake me up. That's something the smell. I said, but nothing. I said, this man actually not my question. But me not talk. Because I know send money I want. So then the guy they asked if we not corner and this, that, but me not say nothing because I'm tired. So that alone don't show say the man there in uniform. In chak. What say you don't imagine when you don't drink boku. The sweat back on top under hot sand, that alcohol odor. The command that you pause there. Now that kind of smell let me come up and you see. So some of them thing and I don't say if fine for late drink, they drive. Because myself I don't do that mistake the once in a time. I don't drink and drive. Although I able to control myself. But later on, why I know say I reach now because now from Lumley I just claimed that sport road reach now but first. I just stopped one day, yeah, I don't know if it's a Zion gas station.
Yeah.
Where to go, and I like to park my motor car. So inside the people they know me, I park there. And inside the motor car, self asleep because I'm not able to run that easily. So I'm so tired. But since that day, I never repeated that same thing there again. So even not concept. If I go, I get my man where they drive me around if I want to drive. But I know they take that risk anymore. So some of even the alcohol, the brew that were especially less Sakandas, the regulation, the way that the alcohol regulation.
I think that's where the problem is. Then the
they
small
not
packets
control them
with their high level of alcohol. Those little packets.
I tell you, I don't try that thing where they call voodoo. Oh my God. I don't know if they call and they say an energy drink, voodoo, but the other thing in alcohol. I tried that thing there. That's what made me vomit by myself. I said, Jesus Christ, who's can drink this? I nearly pass out. So they left for to check them people there. They're not even healthy because some of the shakadas, there's some of the things the way they use for make their alcohol, the yeast there. The yeast where they put inside the alcohol, they're not even good for consumer the people there. And then they see some people that they die of liver, kidney problem, and they sweat. Because when they may start, the peg are packed there before when they may make it good. The peg are packed there back in the 90s, then Sassman then, other than I'm a raw or mole there, you know. But now the kind of mixture the way that they get. I tried a bitter cola one day. So who's kind drink this? Who's kind drink this? You know? It's so what is it? So when the government they put the law, they left for to check them people there whether they know they can't drink the way that they put this. The ordinary energy drink where they say ordinary energy drink, they get alcohol inside it. You know they know. So people they left for, as they say, the law there for enforcer. It really the safety. A lot of people there, even some of the driver there. So my way to go there long trip, so you don't go taking 2 thoughts. They say now they get energy. That 2 thoughts alone inside your system, it cause problem. We know they talk about with bike rider there now. Most of them, but they get all that drink the way they concoction the way they mix. So the safety they left for just enforce the law. They left for just enforce the law. Say you know safe anywhere in the world for let you drink and drive. You know your own life you put at risk. You put yourself, other people their life at risk. Now make this the overseer what we did. They're not a joke with that. We see the back you, boop. You don't know. We see that only and you record. You don't know because next time you go know. Some man don't lose good job for that. Some people don't lose good opportunity for that. Like me, one time, thank God now I know the drink because of my health, you know. But the time I made the drink, I don't tell her to go. It cost me. The time I made to take my citizenship inside 2006. It cost me how much? Almost twice. Because the first time, after I did on the process, I get DY. While I go there, so they're not going to process. Although I don't pass the test, everything, they say they're not going to process it because I get case were pending on me. Until that case, they resolve everything. I bring proof. After everything, now they put me now on probation 1 year. I know for drive. I know how that strange food is. But thank God, then turn and there, they California. I mean, bus train system, they survive. You know, Tahlequah, they Indiana now. Bus system, I woke. Bus not they cancel over 30 minutes. So that thing and it affect me so bad that I left for reapply again, pay another. That and how much was it was $300. But thank God now they say I don't go. If now they are around 700 or 1,000 for citizenship, rules kind of system. So you don't see it costs money. That make even I ask well, even if you not travel safe, we want enjoy, that make tango Uber and Lyft don't they? That $10, that $20 we you pay. You better pass that thousands of dollars we you go lose. If not to even salon self, inside yourself, some man that they take risk inside the diaspora in America, London, anywhere in Europe, say the place cool. They take risk. They drink, they drive, they go, they're able to control the alcohol tolerance. You know they control alcohol tolerance. I mean, I live in example. I always tell my friend, I don't know this situation why they pan today. Now alcohol causer. I always kick against it because they say salon, they say if I'm in, always the colors. So even here, we left for not to salon no more. Even here, some man they take big risk. Take Uber, take Lyft. You don't see you go per party. Pay that $20 for how much amount it cost? It costs you 10, not go cost you past $50. Take you go enjoy yourself. Where you don't drunk, you take Lyft, they can't drop in a use. Then you go inside your motorcar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. The other thing in a salon, we get the saying, say, this way he drunk. Now he eye the clear way he drink. Now he able to see far. Eh? He dey under the influence. He say na that thing they see fine. Na that thing they see far, which is wrong. Yes, caller, you dey live on here, your name and where you call from?
This is George from Boston.
Yes, George. What's your contribution, sir? You get 3 minutes.
All right, yes. So far, so first of all, I get a confession from me. So when I've been in my early 20s, we get a house party, which was like less than a quarter of a mile from us. I've been there anyway. I've been walking distance, really. So I go there, I drive, I go there, then we get fun. I don't really make anything. We get some alcohol for drink. And I was totally, inebriated. I was really drunk, really. So then I'll say, okay, the judgment is, can I drive home? It's a short distance, or I can just stay here and maybe just relax a little bit. So the people living there, they say, oh no, we go for go. But thankfully, who sent me to go? Then you also be there before me. And I've been very short distance. So now for the first time ever at that time, now I take that key there, I start the car. Hey, alcohol, it impair your reaction time. It's not so much your reaction time, right? So at the drive, I found myself at the stop about 2 or 3 seconds before the red light. Seriously, I was so slow, like so deliberately slow, because I'm afraid say I'm not going to hit somebody. But at the same time, it was too obvious. I was going way, way below the speed limit. So I don't try to, I get that glass eye look. Then I said, wait, oh my God, I'm in mind now. I'm so nervous. I said, what did get me to this? So I try till I go reach. And I said, forever, I will never, it really was a blessing in disguise for Lance. This is how you really experience something that, I was reckless, even though I'm not speed, I didn't think, I was just deliberately slow. So, moving forward, about 2 or 3 years ago, we go casino in Connecticut. So I go one of my friends in the drink. So a habitual drinker. So I go there, and I say, it means I've been with the road, this and that. And I say, yeah, I say I don't drive for many years, more than 20 years. So I say I get experience. And I say, anyway, he drunk, now he drive. Now
exactly.
Now I look at me. I say, I don't see me of 10 years ago. I say, but me. You don't see you get Heineken. You don't down how many Heineken. Nigga can't take me your own life. Now you hand. As I be drive, as I be this road here past you, I say not to boast to, but as I be this road here past you, before you can at this country, the you can't take me, they can't say no, I can't drive me. I said no, it's not gonna happen. I say if you the drive go, the minute go, not tell me auntie. I said nice to say yeah. I said me not going to until you give me the key. So now you give me the key. Unwillingly now you give me the key. Now I drive go. Now I said no, I say you can't do that. Because your reaction, just imagine when you're driving on a highway. This is not even a town. So like and within the last call I'm gonna say is when it comes to a regulation in that country, it's like how many people are dying in that country of alcohol poisoning. So for people who don't know what alcohol poisoning is, when you drink alcohol in a short amount of time, a quantity. So not that's slow drinking where you take one sip, you make when a dance day. You take them, so you will need to tolerate it, they process that. But that binge, they call it binge drinking. So when I get a house party, then I go to that place, and I go to that beach them, and I go to a picnic. So man, they drink no more, then the way blood alcohol level don't pass a certain threshold, it'll kill you. It's an instant death. A lot of me, one is more as I witnessed that from within one the kind of this country. Somebody died opposite of we it had my grandpa name. A die of and just mind you, those days they have ambulance in Angela. He never made it to Cerebral. That's an Cerebral. He never made it. That was one of my experiences. Then personally, one body be there when I've been Salomo, but we get some mental issues then. So I'm getting a lot of trouble. So my mama say like go salon so that maybe you go see how people then because in Branca we small. How it go, how people they face difficulties. Something that way it will affect them. It will come back and change. But even the drink now. So he go maybe number no one where he go, they begin to drink na salon. You just they drink and so then alcohol they mostly maybe the highest na 40% safe, but mostly they are regulated. That body they go drink at the place, it die. It die instantly. That alcohol poison what they talk so. So when they talk about road safety, all the things that when they talk about Like what we talking about medications there. You can buy medication, control substance anywhere na salon. Anywhere. It's accessible. So all these things that we put, you have to put this regulation in place. All right. And then lastly, when they talk about also this, I put it in the comment section just now. We're talking about breathalyzers. There are limitations too. Just imagine most people in the that they are very diabetic in our country. They get diabetes. When you get high blood sugar, we get ketoacidosis. You go fail breathalyzer. So like, I don't want that to be the only determinant. Like yeah, so they can do that. They work, then they check you that cognitively. You they count. You do certain count. You work in straight line, things like that. Let them put that into factor. Because some household product and the way they use, some rum cake and the way they eat, some vanilla extract and some food and the way they eat. Where if you take the breathalyzer, somebody say they suspect you of drunk driving, where it go provide a lot of false positives. So they also have to take that into account so that they know they penalize people that we not they have they fail the breathalyzers because of medical reasons. I'm a contribution on it.
Thank you very much, George.
All right. Well.
Yeah. Yes, caller. You there live on here? Your name and who side the call from, please.
Hello.
You there live on here? Your name and who side the call from?
Yes. Good evening to all your listeners. Albert Lansana calling from Spring, Texas.
What do you get for we, sir?
Yes, in regards to the discussion about road safety. Yes. I agree with I think you guys today or with all the safety measures that are done put in place. So for somebody who they teach criminal justice classes, meaning into criminal justice or policing class, I talk about DUI, DWI, DUI, driving under the influence or driving while intoxicated, which could be like a misdemeanor, where police go pull you over, give you tickets. And not only about while intoxicated driving, it can be also to some extent vehicular homicide, because you don't impair, like you don't cause an accident. Then also as a staff sergeant in the United States military, like you always tell me soldiers, if you drive, don't drink. If you drink, don't drive. I also can apply that to my student there. So for recap everything, yes, you guys was right about those safety issues, especially over there. So the people then they get for sensitize the people about this issue, for make them take it very important that once you drink, you cannot go behind the steering, because you're gonna cause somebody's life.
Thank you very much.
Also for the good day, yes, if we abide to the rules then we get for abide to the rules over there. Not say because we don't go over there, then we just want to do anything or we can do. No. Case in point, I go take myself as an example. We are there, I know they drink, no nothing. Maybe because I'm a criminal justice profession. So they go say, I ought to know better, or because I didn't know the military. So I want to drive so badly, because why? I know I give the police no reason for pull me over. Imagine if I drive and drink, the police pull me over. Hey, what do they do for a living? Well, I teach criminal justice classes. Wow, you ought to know better. So in conclusion, we ought to go there, make we abide to all the rules they tell we. If what thing would they do now, make we do the same likewise over there. And the people over there, they get for sensitize them, tell them about the dangers of drinking and driving, because it they cost somebody life. And it will also cost you your own life, which will lead to imprisonment, depending on the severity of the crime. So that's my submission.
Thank you very much, Albert.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and side the call from, please.
Hey, Triple A and Amir, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the call. This is Omar from LA. Listen, this alcohol and road safety business, what they talk about, my brother, before then they talk first, but okay. Especially the one that they come out. I remember again, I think this not during an by Chromine time. I think that 2016 or 2018. I don't know if you said me remember some guy that would be go over that Berry Bridge with that
Yeah, when they come
hammer
on
hammer.
airport, the Hummer.
Right,
When they come on
hammer three.
airport.
They say
Yeah.
either they been drunk or the driver been drunk or stuff
No,
like
I
that.
think it was he not be understand the road, but I in drive. Then you know see the bridge been there. I
The
think
bridge
that's
been
what
there.
we get, yes.
Well, that means not to saloon in bond. Because if you come on a saloon, that means you really just for run our title on fish. Because if na saloon you come on the Berry Bridge, don't did it forever. From time immemorial. But people say you grew up in Africa, you know, one day go offline. But even that, because Berry Bridge, they get accident every day, they happen there a lot back in the days. When then they bring them body, then they can't just throw it in like fish in a corner. But what are they trying to say now is, if you come out in this country, now the thing this way they talk, I hate for bring politics, but at the same thing with politics. You don't deny, you see all how regulations then deny. You see how the people where they hate correct, they run their countries. Then when you go join politics in Africa, you become something different. Same thing with the alcohol. If you come on here, you know say if they catch you now up and drunk driving, yeah, you forget first but the fine. Now the class themselves where you get for go. So we in California, you dey go classes until you retire. Because the fine then you're not for talk. Because you dey go then alcohol classes and not only they pick the time. Now then they pick the time for you. Then they make sure say they either mess with your job for make them tell you say next time not do again. Because the license in suspension on in the corner. So if you know say it's so bad there, why you go in a salon, you risk your life just because you go there, you see some 2-3 girl fling in drugs before you. To me, it don't make any sense. We don't need law talk to we brother and sister the whole day and but if you there abroad, I don't care which part, because every country, even South Africa, because South Africa na drunk driver, 9 killed Nelson Mandela and Grand Pekin. So they know, then get serious laws them about that. Now make that thing they been hard me try the way people and they need to think twice. During the election time, unless by Chroma, in brother, they drive, they drink alcohol, they talk fake Chinese. And people then they laugh, then they say okay. Then they say okay. It's not okay. Drunk driving not to think we're good. Then when they talk to we police them. Then drunk past the people themselves, the ordinary people. You don't think happening some police them. One story where they tell you about that boy who have been telling they say, then go put boots for me, Motokana Lumley Junction. They run after the boy to go and find and side for la he go take the boot. Then buffer then they way soon a pack back. Any time I see police checkpoint, they then put boku buffer them. When I go behind them buffer then they sit down they either they drink omole or they drink poyo or they drink. When see I go down they say na under the police. I meet the guy then sit down. They cannot say me or more anger for kill me in a salon. I meet them sit down even they drink alcohol. Now see now when I walk this on the pound. You didn't say uniform you drink. Now I say well if not this you come for you motoka now you don't get so. Now I say well you look like say I'm not going for now so it look like say I'm not going for win this fight. Last just set me out, I come back, I go to the bank, I go pay. But the people and where they talk that the road traffic, the road safety, then they implement the laws them. You know how many drunk driving accidents where they happen at Freetown? In fact, some taxi driver and some Okada, they do not smoke them, but they need to sit up at the motoka or the Okada. They need to sit on just like what you be the talk so me don't witness them over and over. When somebody they talk say then they praise the guy. Let's see how which part of the world where we did a salon. Now the only country and the way they promote bad thing. Salon man if corrupt person there they say now we brand and in the TV under. Then when somebody drunk, they say, man, this man is okay. This man, if you not drink, with this man, I went chucks of nice, I be drive. No worry. This man, if you see not drink, he need to drive fine. Now when you don't drink, good one. Now he be handle the road. Can you believe that? How you go enhance or promote reckless behavior like that? Just like how they promote reckless behavior in corruption. No, not bad. The guy then they with the TV and wataki. The guy then come on. We did far first. We always they promote bad thing. Then what would they say, Papa God? Well, Papa God, maybe Papa God, maybe we don't tap, are we? Not making it listen to we anymore. But me, to we own brother them where they go this for these Christmas festivities. Una be careful. You then abroad, you then you then Europe, you then Scandinavia, any outside, then laws them strict. If you adhere to the laws, then why then you want to reach your life now freedom for that 30 days where you go there for? No more, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Umar. Yes, caller, you live on here. Your name and where you call from?
Concern Leone from Australia.
You
Good
3
morning
minutes,
from
sir.
your side, Pa.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. I believe the program very nice today, and all the people all don't talk. They all talk eloquently and all make sense of all which they happen. Because what we do right now, immediately do is like reducing the rate of accidents, and that's the way it happens. Na Sierra Leone. Why you do this? Because every life matter na Sierra Leone, every life precious na Sierra Leone. You know, you network the look at say you no need for lost life unnecessarily. And when you look at the road safety in Sierra Leone, you get a lot of factors that are responsible for a lot of accidents. One, the implementation of the laws or policies for the road. 9 people need to implement. Then second, you look at also the rate at people illiteracy, because the roads themselves not get signs. They not get better signs then. They look at the people who drive their motor back. When you take the statistics, I can tell you 70% of them cannot read and write. So when you look at all the factors and then you factors them, you define how you get for experience high rate of accident that happen. They look at servicing of cars. How many people do they service a motor car every 3 to 6 months in Sierra Leone? It's very minimal. So man go only take a motor car in a garage where the motor car totally stop for drive. What you not call for? You get a mileage where a motor car to the year where they don't manufacture. How they process the mileage? Certain gauge like overseas, they say after certain kilometer, can go for service. They get the sticker. Why did they do? And they know. Say at that time maybe the brakes then go down fail, maybe the oil then go down reduce, the water for the radiator go down reduce. You know, all of these things and they factors them for accidents and the road. Then again, when you look at the roads in Sierra Leone, you find out that they get a lot of sand. And not to only having better tires, it's also the road where you drive the tires, they get a lot of sand. Even when you apply your brake, you just skid because friction. The tire they bind with the tire they make because it gets a barrier of a lot of sand. Now I make oversee the finance monthly or yearly or weekly. They see Muskari car they can't take that sand where they drive that sweeper where they sweep the roads and oversee. Not to say that one clean the street too. Now that sand at the edge of the road they try for clear because the finance say that a factor that they back responsible where somebody can cause accidents from. Because when you drive over sand, where you apply the brake at a very high speed, you need to stop. You must carry the skin over the sand because the tire need to bind with the ground. So you get all them factors in the They look at somebody, they drink alcohol, also they go drive. They get a lot of motor cars that are free. Now, why one light they only operate? Imagine somebody don't drink alcohol, you see one light in the net per motor car. It is a Honda. So they find out the accidents here they happen. They see people again at saloon, they see people they drive on high beam. Even inside the capital. High beam. When they blind the opposite car where they come, the driver where they come. Suppose the person guy side problem. They use high beam for drive. They blind the person. So you get a lot of little things away. We need a factor who they look at the accident the way they happen. Some of them see an identical result. They get like them speed bump. Then they go make road and then they put signs say this speed bump there ahead. Then you go come with maybe 60 kilometers an hour on that road. You got into that speed bump. You lost control. You hit a house or you hit somebody. So some of all this, it gets a lot of things that we lack in the country. We lack systems in place. And please, at this time right now, we begin to think about computerizing all the motor cars, number plates into a system, and all the people who will license in them would carry into a computer system. We are in the traffic warders and get like an iPad. When somebody commits crime, you just enter the detail, they go right now the headquarters. You don't need for fight to the person. If you apply fine to the person, you just input into the data like how the police they do there. So vehicle number plate, driving license, put under the system. Now that we need for do now. We need for go digital. Because now one way I never always they minimize corruption. Because most of them on the spot find and then some man they put the money in their pocket, then they reach to the authority. They go make one or take a receipt or document when not to the original. They do that in Freetown. They, as long as you don't pay the money, the fake one, then they go give you. Because they know you not get for good report. So we need for good digital. That's a new advice.
Thank you very much, Concern Sierra Leone. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and where you call from?
Oh, this from Sanu, and the call from Ohio. How are you, pal?
Good. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Triple A. Triple A, mean one thing now they are against force since the time when they introduced the traffic warning. This thing, like how that guy will be analyzer traffic guy, I mean, whether a traffic guy or an SLA guy, he highlighted a very salient point. There is a conflict of interest between the police and the traffic warden. Me, I don't know whose government will be making them power and bring them people in there. Don't go there in the US now. If they see any other conflict of interest, they see any other police, any other thing for traffic, for controlling the vehicles. Those are the biggest problems. Those are the big mistakes over there. But if Namina Madabio at the reverse sent the day with the pull out traffic warden, or all the traffic warden there, then combat the NATO police. Let the security, the internal security, let be to the hands of the police. You know, there is no other corruption who pass, who leave the traffic warden again. It pass the police. The one did it. Okay. May I be common, I be drive. Okay, what I get me tag, they say me tag what I get, I for only drive within Freetown. But one guy wants this motorcar na kono. I drive the motorcar go for go with I go na kono. Then man they want me my check, they say me no for past day. I say, hey well, I said, but somebody want this motorcar and go sell them. They say me the tag what I get na for only Britain now for drive, my friend. Oh my bata na police they say na did the motorcar pass I call the guy from kono. Na my check na real business. You know, traffic quality for pulling phone and I would say, men tell them to go to police. If not, they will not solve. Need to solve. The police and the traffic quality in a conflict of interest. Why will not they give this here to the police? What will be there for us? We get traffic going, all the police them. What will be this? What will they make? When they rule restrictions, when they pull in the name. If not, a problem. It's not a work. It's not a solve. I had to go give somebody ticket, fine on the spot. They pay money on the spot. What kind of nonsense are they? When you go right sponsor the ticket, you go pay. Then they say somebody, oh, if that inspector general police, they say, what they say, in an authority, if you find you on the spot, you go pay that money. He tell you that inspector, you go pay that money in the bank. Then you account to pay the money. What you get, put in a pocket. Until you go digital. Until you begin go digital. Then it's going to solve. Until you're able to get, a database, or not a political database, or a national database, or not for politics. Because somebody do want to think this will only go with and avoid. Because of politics. Me, if you love to me, triple A, traffic audit, better talk to the police. That's my submission, bro. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I will say we don't get a lot of contribution them. Not stay long lie again. But just do the right thing. We say self where they go. We for try for teach we people in a salon day. Me, like the first day I see that Shakanda's packets day with 40% alcohol, 45% alcohol, small packet. I was like, wow. Eh? That's I don't know. People are killing themselves slowly in Sierra Leone. Slowly. And there's no regulation, no. See the one looking at a small table, and then they sell land. And like possibly bypass 20, they don't care. They just want to make money. So slowly, now so we done the damage we have in the country. The alcohol, I don't know. We na brewery, na they can give breathalyzer to road safety authority because they get an understanding. I don't know. But whether they check them breathalyzer and then if I know say yes, he actually they high for day. Because the man where they sell you, and they provide them back for check you. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of conflict of interest. If not big one, little one did it. Little one did it. And this one way, it's sad say that make we ask Victor, say okay, who's right to get now for contest? We don't hear clearly on the spot. We didn't say on the spot. On the spot means say you find the person given the ticket, it takes 72 hours. Then they say no, you for pay now. I'll let you go. You go for go contest now. Say no, I need pay now. You say 72 hours because that's what that guy was trying to do. Now then boot him to car. And clamper. The lawyers in Sierra Leone, what are they doing, ba? The human rights lawyers they now. What thing they do? Because a lot of things then the way we talk now. We talk now way Road Safety Authority they implement where they're against the laws than the land. But it's fine with them. Then they grab, they make laws, they enforce them, and that's it. Okay. But we'll go salon. We'll get a conversation, nobody. Because we need for. But I know be say, well, I say that they check the standard of them fertilizer so that then we'll give person, he take and then the person still pass, even though they over the limits. Alright. How they go no more small. We must reach one day. But again, I think we don't try for establish now about the safety, the number. I try more, work on my own part. Maybe because waiting safe number, but no worry. I get a plan for him. We're not gonna know. Now one day no more they can I tell you na the number they call so. We not sending the number supposed for the work better one. Or they try na ya. 24 for not to go for try. Or make you test say they work. And I don't know, I think my doctor be they ask say the number okay. In Sierra Leone, the number what you call them. What traffic coding they can for cam. Now arrest them they can arrest too. Now ticket then they can for can give. They know they can for can help you. Yeah, he say would they take the motoka or can go na we office. Take and can go na you so or can go na your garage. No. Then they can go na the office. And then they go pack them for you. You pay them the money. Then you find we now go pull and they. So they know they can for can help you. We then call. Say, oh, so motoka broke down na ya. Then they can for can enforce. Say why you broke down there. Then they take another car and go side one car and go and keep them for you. Where you get the money for pay them. Not to service then they run. Not to service then they run. No. But not salon. So I may go find out say then get boku motoka then. You see them can go na the area then get at them motoka then go keep them well. Now ain't that. They don't want make junkyard. You need to get agreement with them. And a business so. You want empty land, okay, all the motoka then there. Anybody wants I can look for parts. Also, quick one, good business. And they will stem so. Roland Atkins say, he say in just one for no the reason for get celebrities them with regards to road safety. Waiting all this. Well, they say na celebrities Monday, every Monday, and they take some of these artists, then go to the road for go sensitize people them. Until you know say December don't come. How for behave, how for do the right thing, and for make we all be safe na the road. Na the reason that one this. But we'll go there back tomorrow. We'll get for go this year, next year. Please. I know it's difficult, but try to do your own part, because even if you be the best driver ever, do everything. If there's another driver there at the road, we're not supposed for the, we're drunk, we, like I said, not supposed for the, you say self your own life as the best driver, they at risk. Pursue the worker at the culvert, they at risk. Everybody they at risk. So there is a lot to do. There is a lot to do. We Victor they talk about them mutkata. Let them start first with them container trucks there. Because we all know see the tires they're not good. They're not good. But we'll try forget. Yeah, we'll try forget somebody from Road Safety Authority. Maybe we can talk small. I know for cow then go come. Trust me. We'll cow to one then this year. We'll do a follow up on this. We can talk small no more. I'll continue for keep yourself safe. Families them do the right thing. Eh? Oh, Rolanda. I'm a lady. Okay, so you. Let's see no man. I need for common air. Alaji still are noted, sir. We'll do something about that. Noted. Till we meet again tomorrow. Triple say, Tata.